All right, well, we're
Looks like we're going.
oh, I didn't realize this was Joe Musashi percent. But yes, all right, we are back, and yeah, we are already in with Shinobi. Sorry, gosh, again, it's late. You all have to forgive me. Again, just traveled in. We are playing Nightshade, but however, we are not playing as the main character, Hibana. We're playing as Joe Musashi, same Joe I talked about briefly in the last run that we had of Shinobi here. So if you collect all of the, I believe there's these like emblems in the game, you can unlock Joe. You can even play as Hotsuma as well. How Joe Hotsuma differ from Hibana is that, for one, I think they use kunai differently than Hibana. Like Joe can throw unlimited kunai for one, or ninja daggers, whatever you want to call them here. He has an unlimited amount. However, unlike Hotsuma, he can't stun enemies, so his is just constant, like, I'm gonna throw as many at you as I can to destroy you, kill you, that kind of thing. I think his damage doesn't scale like in the sense of how Hotsuma and even in the last game, Moritsune, how their damage scales. I think he, he does damage, after a while. But oh, nice kunai burst there. So yeah, similar to all Shinobi games, if you do a double jump and you press the kunai button, you let out what's known as like a burst, and you just throw kunai all over the place. And so got a really nice tate kill there using that kunai burst. But yeah, one of the cool things about Nightshade here was like this level here, just flying on top of the, oh my god, what do you call these? This like stealth bomber or stealth fighter, as it's like twirling in this in the sky down this street. As you see, we're all sideways doing whatever and fighting these ninja on top of it, and nobody's like getting tossed into a building. It's like, how is that even possible? We don't know. We're ninjas. We do what we do. And so, yeah, that's the first level. But now we have the boss fight here against, what is this guy's name? I believe his name is Kazaguruma. Again, I'm probably going to butcher all these names, but nice quick kill to take him down. I'm not as familiar with all the quick kills that exist in this game, but I assume it's very close in similarity to, the Shinobi PS2, just leveraging the ninjutsus to take out the enemies quickly as can be, taking advantage of their weak spots. But yeah, again, like Shinobi PS2, we have the barriers that we have to get through, destroying all the enemies. Wow. Okay, I see I have underestimated the power of the kunai burst in this, because yes, Joe's kunai is making work these enemies, like doing the burst and then pow. Yeah, that's very, very slick. Yeah, that's very nice. But I was going to mention, in terms of with Hibana in this game, unlike Hotsuma in the last one or Joe in the last one, this one, she also gains like a kick. Like one of her face buttons becomes a kick, and that allows her to sort of have extra movement in the air. I don't think Hotsuma or Joe have that same kind of movement or technique in this. Yeah, I see Bacon. Yeah, it's definitely instant killing a lot of the weaker minions. It's very nice. Oh wow, even okay against them too. Usually they'll have like a shield, so I guess that's how. So with Hibana's kick, that she would have to kick certain enemies to break through their defenses, whereas Joe here is just tossing kunais like crazy. And the kunai are like breaking through the defenses. Yeah, there's some neat levels in Nightshade. One of my favorites we'll see later on involves we'll say some speedboats, but I don't want to go too much into detail. Just let you all see for yourselves. But yeah, we take out the enemies, get across the construction cranes. And just melt them with kunais. Say, man, I really missed out with these games. Didn't know they existed. They look awesome though. Oh, Grump, yeah. Highly recommend playing these. I would say I wasn't as big a fan of this one as the original. I think partly the reason for that though is the story was a little not as, I don't know. I guess for me the story didn't make as much sense as the first game, like the motives and such. Because Hibana, I think, sort of works for the government in a way. She's part of the overworld, but in a sense, she's sort of like disavowed herself from the overworld. Like she's like, I don't care about you all, that kind of thing. And let me stop because I'm gonna butcher the story. But I just remember that I wasn't as big a fan, but I did love the gameplay. The gameplay was great. All right, we got Joe fighting his boss here, throwing kunai into it when the weak spot reveals itself after it does all the spinning. Basically aiming at the crotch of this bug here, or at least one of the crotches, I guess. Maybe one more cycle will do it. Oh, yeah. Oh, almost. Right. Oh, I got the blood splatter tate there. Nice. Yeah, as you can see at the end of each stage, there's a lot more stats taken into consideration, unlike the Shinobi PS2, or the first Shinobi, I should say, for PlayStation 2. There's a lot more things if you want to get like those high ranks in this game.
Farewell.
But yeah, it's with Joe's infinite kunai. Like he's all range. He doesn't have to get up, well, not too often, has to get up too close onto the enemies. I'm very curious to see how there's going to be certain rooms where the enemy count is going to get really large. That's one thing they did differently in this game versus the other one. At most, you might have like say 8, maybe even 10 enemies in the first game. This one can go up to like 20 in a particular room. Maybe more. I forget. But I'm very curious to see like if a kunai burst will just take out all those enemies at once. Hang out by the door, throw kunai out, and leave. Yep, didn't even have to deal with them. Kunai burst. Didn't have to deal with them. Oh, one key thing I failed to mention, and forgive me. So as you can see, unlike Hotsuma or Moritsune, we don't have to worry about Akujiki's the sword that they used in the first game. We don't have to worry about the soul drain. Joe is immune to that, or rather doesn't have Akujiki. And even Hibana, the main character, doesn't use Akujiki as well. So you don't have to worry about that time limit to get through the stages as fast. But you know, being speedrunners, we still want to go fast. So yeah, we still have the same ninjutsu from the first game. As you can see, this one that lets us just plow through that. Well, it looked like acid back there. I forget if it is like acid, if it hurts you or if it just slows you down. But it allowed us to have some invincibility and move through it quickly. I love that. Just keep throwing, don't stop. Here we are. It has to be acid. Yeah, we ain't trying to touch it at all. So yeah, casually, if you weren't just running through the enemies, you would sort of combo off of the enemies in the air to get over the acid pits there. Yeah, there's a 10 Tate right there. And end of the level. The levels in this one. So in the first game, it was like you had like 1A, 1B boss, 2A, 2B boss, 3A, 3B, so forth. I think these levels tend to stretch longer before you have an actual boss fight. So you'll have like maybe 3, even sometimes 4 sections and then a boss. Did Joe have the long scarf like thing in the first PS2 game? Yeah, he has scarf in the PS2 in the first one. Like none of it is as majestic as Hotsuma's scarf, but yeah, he had his own flowing scarf too. It was shorter. Yeah, I do feel like it was shorter. And Shiva obtaining tates while talking in chat. Very nice. Nice multitasking. Wonder if I can make a Lua script to add a scarf in Shinobi 3. I'll do it. That would be cool. Heck, put Hotsuma in Shinobi 3. See if there's some way to change Joe's colors. That might be a quick way to get me to run Shinobi 3 if Hotsuma was there with his red scarf. Short work of the boss with the kunais. Alright, stage 4. Alright, so now instead of the stone totems from the first game, we now have these talismans, these like glass type talismans that we have to destroy to get through the barriers. Yep. In this case, we can ignore most of the enemies. Wall's being a little funky with the wall jumping there. And even some enemies getting in the way as Shiva tosses some kunais. If you're too close to like an enemy, your character will sort of like auto aim towards an enemy. Like say if you wanted to throw a talisman behind an enemy that's right in front of you, your character most likely will aim for that enemy first before going for the talisman based on the proximity. PS2 action camera right there. Trying to get that lined up shot for that last talisman on top of that building. Again, if on the PS2 controller, it can be a bit tricky because then you might be using the L1 or the shoulder buttons to sort of aim the camera, if not the analog stick, to help with the adjustments, and then going ahead trying to make some of those aimed shots, while all the while not trying to hit an enemy in front of you. that's so funny. That's so smooth. It's 1, 2, 3 kunai slash maybe, or 4 kunai, and that's it. Tate. Yeah, right there. Nice burst. Just have them all. Just pulling the kunai from some other dimension, and just let them fly. Let them go. All right. Oh, not a boss yet. I thought we were about to come up with a boss. Oh, hey, brother Kyle. I'm not. I'm just helping provide some commentary. Shiva right now is running this, so good luck to Shiva. But I don't think Shiva needs the good luck. Shiva is totally destroying with the Joe Musashi kunais here. Oh, no worries. Thank you anyway, though. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. And to everybody that's tuning in right now. Again, thank you for tuning into SEGATHON 6. This is the SegaCrew premiere event, yearly event that we put on. Just having everyone that wants to be involved, that loves Sega, just show off Sega, show off the greatness that is Sega. Such as these Shinobi, these PlayStation 2 Shinobi games. Yeah, kunai more percent. Kunai more. I just now, as I said that, I was thinking about the was it the Eric Bana Incredible Hulk towards the end. His dad, who becomes like the absorbing man, is like taking all his energy. It's like, you can have it all. Just like keep tossing kunai. You can have it all. All right, here we go. Now we have a boss fight. Unfortunately, I don't know the names of these bosses, or at least most of them. I know only a few names of the characters in this game. Let me see if I can quickly pull this up. Who is this? This might be Onibi, but I'm not sure. If I don't even know if I'm even saying that correctly. Onibi. It might be who this is. Oh, and actually, I think I said the name of another character earlier. I think I got that name wrong, so I'm gonna shut up about the names of the characters. I'll say, if you want to know the names of the characters, play the game. Great game. At least it's worth one playthrough. Yeah, I got this robotic ninja. I think that we fought on the stealth plane. I got that character's name mixed up. that was slick. It just, oh man, the burst just. Now I have to see if it's like this for Shinobi PS2, because there's not too many Joe Musashi runs, and I have a run of it, but it was like I just did it just to do it. Never really put time into it. But I'm curious if the kunai bursts are like that in that game too. Just devastating. Ooh, does it cover height? The burst doesn't get as high up. So I think there is a range with the radius of the burst, which is that's consistent with Shinobi PS2 as well. Show boards are empty on both games. Yeah, I have a time. I never submitted it because I was like, yeah, I just did it briefly, and even had submitted it for GDQ too. I admittedly, at least for not for this game, but for Shinobi, the first one, I did not see the fun in Joe as much, but like on this, I can definitely see where, because of the level design in this, I can see where his kunai bursts can make this pretty interesting. The level design in Shinobi PS2 is a bit more linear, doesn't have as much of, as you can see, this is sort of like almost an open arena a little bit, where Shiva is going, around taking out the enemies and stuff. There is a pathing, but it's more, a little bit wider open. There's a bit more verticality, because it's expecting you to combo off enemies and be in the air almost like nonstop. Yeah, I'm curious now. I will say this has piqued my interest. Alright, and the level's ended. And boss time. So yeah, I do remember this boss. Like, it has an armor that you have to knock off, or you can sort of knock off, and then hit the weak spot on its back there, that glowing purple area. And nice. Nicely done. Could not stand the power of the kunai. We're just, yeah. Just like Bacon said, kunai more percent. This shouldn't even be called Joe Musashi percent. Just kunai more. Alright, so just similar to the first stage, now we have where we were on the stealth fighter. Now we have this highway that we're on and jumping between cars here. Neat stage. I think for its time, I think this was a cool idea. We got a few enemies here that they carry shields, which in this game again, playing as Hibana, you would use her kick ability to break through those shields. Whereas like as Holtzuma, you probably would dash behind them to then, you know, get around their shields and take them out. At least that was the concept. To get around blocking in the first game was to dash, get behind them. You could kick if you held back and did the attack button, but it's the kicking in this is different than the kicking in the first Shinobi. And then when also done in the air, yeah, it would allow you to stay in the air for a longer period of time. But as Joe, we don't have to worry about that. We just kunai, just kunai burst, kunai. Hey, you can have a kunai, you can have a kunai. Everybody has a kunai. We don't even have to worry about that. Don't even have to go back there and fight. the enemy over there, just toss the kunai. I'm gonna stay right here, not risk falling onto the pavement here. Oh, thank you. P.S. You love me. Okay, I didn't want to butcher your name. I could be bad with names sometimes. Thank you, P.S. You love me, for the raid. Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for sharing your community with us. We are putting on SEGATHON 6 here, the SegaCrew premier yearly event, where we just showcase all things Sega, our love of Sega. Yeah, this is Nightshade for PlayStation 2. Thank you, Bacon. This is the sequel to Shinobi for PlayStation 2. So we're playing as Joe. Shiva here is playing as Joe Musashi, who is the original protagonist in like the older Shinobi games. So we're talking like, you know, Shinobi, Revenge of Shinobi, Shinobi 3, The Return of the Ninja Master. And thank you, Kraken. Yeah, if you check out that link that with the command schedule that Kraken just posted, you can see the schedule for SEGATHON. I believe we run through Sunday night even. Nice, had to jump off that car before it exploded. Or a fire truck. Is it a fire truck? It looked like a fire truck. They look like fire trucks to me. Almost. Yeah, all weekend long. Oh, this is one of those big tate counts. And got the 20 tate, didn't even have to move, chase after those kills there. It was just like, I'm just kunai. Just finished the Shenmue run. Had to raid SEGATHON. Awesome. Nice. Oh, that would have fit perfectly into SEGATHON as well. So you run Shenmue, or just was it just a playthrough? Because yeah, I'm sort of soliciting now. Yeah, like if you care to, you can play some Shenmue for the next SEGAthon, or even just a future SegaCrew event. We'd love to have more Sega representation, and that goes for anybody out there. If there's a Sega game that you love, and you want to showcase it, exhibit it, you know, for others to see, you think nobody's seen it, or hey, you just want to share the love of it, SegaCrew is all about that. Yeah, I don't think we had. It would be fantastic. Heck, see all of them. See all the different Shenmue games. And run it. It's quite long though, a good 6+ hours. I was thinking I should submit for next one. By all means, please. Like you've heard it. You're hearing it here first. I know Bacon and others here in the chat will second, third, fourth it. Like, if you know, of course, if you have the time and want to, we'd love to have it. We'd love to show it here. And so here, another stage, got our talismans, dealing with some robots now. These enemies, again, as you get further in the level or further in the stages, more enemies have more armor, more ways to block. Normally, you'd use the particular weapons to just destroy, not particular weapons, but Hibana used her kicks to destroy that armor. Joe ain't got that problem. He just will kunai burst everything. Oh yeah, and we're trying not to go into the room because then it'll trigger a fight and lock us into the room. But if we can hit the talisman from outside the door, we can avoid those confrontations and save time. He's thought about throwing the Shenmue DVD movie on here before. We're only accepting all capsule toy runs at this time. Fun fact, the voice actor for Ryo Hazuki's father was the mascot for the Sega Saturn. Oh, Segata Senshiro. Very cool. Worst place to be in, being with Joe here is the elevator where he can kunai burst and you have no escape. I mean, I can't hear the music right now. I don't know if usually I have a thing where I dance on elevators, like for any games that I play. I don't know if that was a moment for dancing in the elevator there. Must not, because we kept moving. But finding more talismans is just a hunt for talismans. Making sure not to step inside. We want to avoid these fights because yeah, they will eat up time. Because some of these rooms will have the enemy count go up to that 20, so you get that 20 tate kind of stylistic kill going. Hey, welcome Capsule City. He said PS being humble has world record on pretty much every version of Shenmue 1. Oh, well then please, I'll say please submit Shenmue. Now I will admit I may be saying the name wrong. I've always wondered if I was saying the name wrong. But I will still say please submit it. I back in the day only ever played the first one myself, and then just like say playing Grand Theft Auto, I got stuck playing some side game. I was like, well, we're not getting anywhere. we're not making any more progress than this. That was many years ago, though. I've sort of tried to keep it blind so I can potentially do a blind playthrough one day. But that's easier said than done. Infight of Shenmue 1 is so worth the trip. So yeah, normally we ride these elevators. As you can see, Shiva's stepping into the lasers here. Oh, we missed. Nice kunai burst to get that talisman that we missed. Joe ignoring elevators for the first time in his life. You right, Bacon? Given that freedom, we're using it. It's like, screw these elevators. They're just our imagination. I think I remember liking this room just because, yeah, just for what she was doing here. Falling and hitting the talismans and then just keep going. I think if you do fall too far, though, you will die. There is a pit. He's like, cries in Shinobi 3. Oh, man. Got us another, like, moth-type enemy. We had a moth enemy in the first game. I guess for a minute it reminded me of a moth. Now I'm not sure what it is. Actually, seeing that fight though, I feel like I'm having deja vu seeing the kunais here. Like I think I do remember the kunais being really destructive in this game with Joe. Just from that fight. The other fights I didn't remember. But it's been a while since I've seen this game. Talismans in this actually look like the mirrors in Shenmue almost. Hey, maybe it's the same universe, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Maybe it's all in the same universe. Hey, Eluja. Gotta show Odd Tom the big old scarf physics in this game. Yeah. We need to bring that back to some of these newer games too. Though maybe I just haven't been paying attention. Does anybody know, are there any kind of like scarf physics in a modern game today? Like any modern games that we know that has something like that? The closest that I can think of at the moment is like maybe the Arkham games with Batman's cape. but it's not the same. Journey. It's been a minute since I played Journey. I'll have to look at that again. Nice use of that ninja magic there to speed up the incline. Skipping all these enemies. Well, up until this point. But the kunai burst and then the slice. Assassin's Creed. Alloy's hair moves in horizon, but that's not a cape. I would count it. Like, you know, just sort of that physics like that, you know, in something. You know. So I think that's a good one too, Eludra. Any Prince of Persia, probably. Well, I know at least in Lost Crown, and I'm forgetting the protagonist's name in that game. I don't recall them having a cape or anything like that. Maybe they had like a sash, like a belt. I'm not sure. Oh, now we got these doors we gotta destroy. Shiva said, have a kunai door. I haven't even really seen much of the Rogue Prince of Persia. I found it odd that two Prince of Persia 2D games came out like almost at the same time. Or at least like it felt like only a few months apart. You had Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, and now you have the Rogue Prince of Persia. But I think I heard good things about it, about the Rogue Prince of Persia. It just seemed a bit odd to me that they came out so quickly, within the span of some months, I'll say. I was gonna say what I think the name of this enemy's name is, but like I said, I think I butchered the name earlier. Heck, it might be the same enemy. I butchered the name. So I'm like, I don't want to look foolish. I don't want to look foolish no more. Like how ninjas can do all these amazing things, but not swim. Right? No, the worst offender is in Shinobi Legions. When they have the cutscene of all the ninjas jumping into the water, including Sho. Sho jumps into the water, and then in the next stage jumps out of the water to be on like a minecart track. Only for you don't want to fall off the minecart because you'll go back in the water and die. But you just jumped out the water, man. But speaking of, yeah, this was the stage I hinted at earlier. I like this stage. I mean, it's the same as, you know, the cars on the highway, the stealth fighter in the first stage, but I enjoyed moving between the boats in this level. And then there's Shiva tanked the missiles or rockets that are being shot from the distance. But I like kicking those back. Like if I'm playing this casually, you can knock those back at the submarine that's shooting them at you. Too much fancy clothes, it weighs them down. Eludra, is that why they can't swim? Their fancy clothes? No one wants a wet scarf. That makes sense too. It's gotta be, all right. Challenge, people. There's gotta be one ninja game out there where the ninja can swim. Actually, and as I said that, I already know. There is a ninja game where a ninja can swim. He's not the best swimming, but they can swim. Hey, that counts too. That counts. I was gonna say, name some games where a ninja can swim. Dang it, Bacon. That was a good one, Bacon. I got one. Ninja Gaiden. At least the first one. I don't know about the sequels. The first 3D one, Ryu could swim. Wasn't the best segments in the game, but he could swim and he could run across the water. I actually need to get back to that because I had started playing the Sigma games actually for Bacon, because Bacon brought it up. And I was like, I'll play Ninja Gaiden Sigma 1. I gotta get back to that. Oh yeah, off a water level. Yeah. We gotta get back to that. Are there any other ninja games though where a ninja can swim? Let us know if you care to in chat, anybody. And about to get another 20 tate without having to move at all. Just stay in one spot and just let loose. The power of Joe. A Sub-Zero N64 game, I think, has swimming. Mythologies. I don't recall Mythology. Well, you said 64, so I don't know if it's too different. But I don't recall Mythologies having swimming in the PlayStation 1 version. I do like Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero though. Alright, this stage. So we have our boss. He'll teleport around this arena here, and as you can see, these pillars that have sort of spiked up from the ground, the ground will keep transforming, and you have to work your way up to get up to them and tate them off of these enemies. So there's sort of like a set path that you can follow to help navigate your way up to him. And then one of your biggest enemies can be that good old PS2 action camera. You said that game is a distant nightmare, so I'm maybe misremembering. I'm a huge fan of Mythology Sub-Zero. Again, for the PlayStation 1 version, because the cutscenes sort of crack me up. Like whenever he falls into a pit and goes, ah, I just laugh. I laugh so hard. Or even, he falls into a pit, or when he drowns, I think it's the same like cutscene animation or whatever. I love it. I love the cutscenes in the PlayStation 1 version. Ooh, we are almost close to wiping out this boss here. Oh, he teleported away. Isn't Nightshade an NES game? I think there is a Nightshade NES game. I wanna say, is it a point and click kind of? Excuse me. I feel like it's almost like one of those point and click type games too. We'll need a Cypher and Sub-Zero Mythology stream now. I can make that happen. There's also, I have a dance for Sub-Zero that I do in that game too. There's a particular stage with a song that I'm like, oh my gosh, this song is great. And yeah, you can make Sub-Zero dance to it. It's so good. It's one of my proudest achievements, making him dance in the game. He said, of course you do. Okay, so out of all the dance movements I do, like in my playthroughs of whatever and stuff, that's one I feel like I put a lot of thought and effort into to make look good. And it like works so well with the music. It's just so good. Yeah, I have to make that happen just so I can clip myself doing the dance. I liked in this part of Nightshade here, I did like the stage with the highways here. Because there's certain segments where you're jumping between, like, well, I mean, we're already jumping between the broken highway, broken street, but that some of the jumps are like really, really cool. I feel holding on to the walls and stuff so that you don't fall, and then using the enemies normally, if you know, speaking to it sort of like in a casual sense, using the enemies to help clear gaps and things too. Yeah, the kunai burst is obliterated their armor. They had some armor on, it was gone immediately. Like after the first burst, then there was another burst that killed them. I wonder if this is one of the, yeah, this is one of the segments that I'm talking about. This is one of my favorite stages in the game. Can be a little tricky if you're not careful. Enemies will knock you into the pit too. Shiva doing a great job though, navigating through here. And it gets tricky because also if you're playing, you know, casually, and you're trying to collect some of the collectibles and things like that, you're like looking around this way and that way while you're getting sniped at. So I was just playing Shinobi on Saturn. It's a good game, worth a playthrough. Oh yes, Shinobi Legions, at least as it's called in North America. I think in Japan it might have been Shin Shinobi, and Bay can keep me honest. Whereas in Europe, I think is Shinobi X. Yes, thank you. Shinobi Legion, Shin Shinobi Den, Shinobi X. Yeah, that Saturn game. Now Bacon may disown me if I say this, but I sort of am inclined to say that I almost like Shinobi Legions more than Shinobi 3. Almost. Ooh. I do feel like Shinobi Legions definitely takes some things from Shinobi 3 to enhance its gameplay. Shinobi Den Legions X. This is the only Shinobi game I own, so... Oh, you actually have Nightshade, Eludra? Yes, Legion's not even close to 3. I knew I was starting something there. I knew I was about to cause a fire there. Now, Shinobi 3 is definitely one of the greatest like Sega games out there. One of the greatest Genesis games. Wait, which Shinobi? You said this is the only. Which Shinobi game do you own, Eludra? Shinobi 2 PS2. So yeah, there's Shinobi PlayStation. Well, so Nightshade and Shinobi are on PlayStation 2. I tend to say Shinobi PS2 for the regular Shinobi, and then there's Nightshade. Yeah, this is Nightshade. But we're not playing as the main character. But no, I love Legions a lot. Actually, I love the gameplay in Legions. Even from like the pogo, how you can pogo on enemies. Legions, I feel, needs Shinobi 3's jump kick, and I think the movement then would be like, probably, in my opinion, almost even better. But because it doesn't have that jump kick, it's missing something critical. Heck yeah, I'm super excited for a new Shinobi too. Hoping that we see more of it soon. Or I could be behind the curve and they have already announced it. I'm not sure. And once again, Kunai for the win. Taking out Do I Dare Look Like a Fool and Say This Character's Name. I think that character was Hisui. I could be saying it wrong, but Hisui. Shinobi of Water. That character is a rival for Hibana throughout most of the game. I think you can even play as that character. So in this game, as you can see, we're playing as Joe. You can play as Hibana. Hibana has different costumes that she can wear as well. You can play as Joe. You can play as Hotsuma. To play as Hotsuma, you have to have like a completed save of the game. Of the regular Shinobi PS2 game. And then you'd be able to play as Hotsuma in this with the Akujiki properties. And then yeah, I think you play as Hisui. I think you play as that character as well. 13 stages. I am sort of cheating and trying to look and see. Because I actually forget. I forget how many stages there are. Thanks for putting me on the spot. No, it's all good. I know this is like near this is near the end of the game though, as we're now going up the same tower that was in the first game. I believe this is the same tower. Because it even has well, I can't hear it, but I think it has the same music as the Shinobi PlayStation 2 Stage 8 music. But the tower is like all destroyed from the time Hotsuma ran through here. Oh, good job, Illusion. Yes, yep. You found another ninja game with oh, okay, that was a delayed barrier right there. But yeah, Tenchu has swimming in it as well. I forget Wrath of Heaven having swimming. But I believe you. I intended to play that not too long ago. But I ended up getting sidetracked, I think, or having to reprioritize playing it with other things. I definitely know Tenchu 2. Actually, yeah, I think Tenchu 1 has swimming, but it's not the greatest swimming. Tenchu 2 introduced like the bamboo breathing stick kind of thing to hide under the water. And yeah, that may have continued into the other games, including Wrath of Heaven. I enjoyed the first few levels. Yeah, I love the Tenchu series. That was definitely one of my favorites too. And similar to what I said about Shinobi PS2 earlier, the where I said I primarily play Shinobi PS2 as sort of a holdover for another game, Ninja Gaiden. Ooh, the waterfalls. I hate the waterfalls in this. I hate the waterfalls in the other Shinobi PS2 game, and that's the reason why. They can just knock you really good, stun you, and you just fall to your death. So yeah, but Shiva getting through nice and clean this time here. Very nice. Good, great movement. Yeah, that was very, very nice movement. But yeah, you see some of the similar architecture from the first PS2 Shinobi game here. That's how you know you're climbing the same tower. But it's, worn away from time, due to time and the destruction it went through when Holtzma came through. There was something so yeah, I was saying Tenchu, at least the first one, was a holdover game until Metal Gear Solid 1 came out for me. I was like, I need some stealth action. Oh, there's a ninja game with stealth action coming out. Let me get that. And that's how I got into the Tenchu series. We got our door again that we could Tate to get through. Shiva opting to use some ninja magic. Oh, now going ahead, gonna kill some enemies to build up some strength in the sword. Alright, and slice. You see, I think Tenchu 2 has swimming. I think you just drown in one. Just remember that Tenchu enemies cannot swim at all. I think Tenchu 1 had like really just slow, horrible swimming. Tenchu 2 definitely had swimming where you can go underwater and hide and whatever and use the bamboo breathing tube. And then I want to say later games sort of borrowed that from Tenchu 2. They continued that, if I recall. But it's been a minute since I played them. A clean emote would be nice to have. That door set. Ugh. Yeah, it's always satisfying cutting down the doors. Like with the nerve for the door to be an enemy, to be possessed, and want to be killed. At least that's what I think of it as. It wants to be killed. Right. Sort of got locked in with these enemies, but they made a mistake. They don't want to be locked in with us, where we can just kunai burst all over the place. Alright. Continue to make our way. Climbing on up and up. Excuse me. So it's a chance Even I didn't see. We may have. Oh, there's a talisman, or yeah, mirror talisman right there. Let's see if that took down. See in a minute if maybe that destroying that mirror talisman opened up that other passage back there. I do like in this game. Okay. I feel like in this game, the barriers, it's easier to see which ones you've, like basically which ones you need to go through to continue forward. I can't describe it, but if you get used to looking at the barriers, you can tell like, okay, yeah, this is the path forward, or oh, I'm going backwards. Let me not take this route, or this might even be a side route. I feel like this game does a great job of differentiating between those type of barriers. Because you saw there, like that main one back there was purple. I think there's also been like a blue barrier that we've seen, and then I think there's like that. There we go. And there's like another symbol that would show like, okay, yeah, you don't want to go this way. Whereas there wasn't that much variation in the Shinobi PlayStation 2 barriers. This infestation here with all these bugs getting out of hand. Oh, but I do like this part. With the kunai, we don't have to worry too much here. But if you were the other ninjas, you probably would need to slash and combo in the air and run the risk of falling into the pit below. Trying to take them out. The bugs like flying in the air. You'd have to gamble with gravity. Assuming there's a barrier up ahead as to why we're taking out these enemies. Yep, there it goes. No chance. Got a bit of a ooh. The PS2 action camera almost screwed us the way it turned a little bit. We wanted to keep that camera straight as we did that jump, but it turned, but Shiva adjusted very nicely. Yeah, another segment here. The jumps. You gotta be careful with these jumps because you could fall, and you could fall long and to your death with the pit below. Oh, like there. Oh, we got pan that camera down. Make sure we find. Oh, that's exactly what I was referring to. So did I commentators curse that? I hope not. It feels like it. And if I did, I apologize to Shiva. I was not trying to do that. Oh, did I? Okay, that time I'll take the blame there for sure. But yes, as you can see, the jumps can be tricky here. Yeah, my bad, Shiva. I'm sorry. Oh, oh no, no, no. I'll take that one too. That's all. It's all me. It's all me. Try this again. The jumps can, because as you can see how these platforms are, the way they're carved out, you got to just be careful with where you place your character. In this case, place Joe. As you dash or do your double jump, and you do like these no look jump kind of like dealies here, and you fight these enemies, you get knocked off, and then find yourself trying to aim for that platform below. He said, it's okay, we need to fill the time anyway. Well, that's true, because I think we are near the end of this game. Yeah, we will have to, like this, she was doing a great job, even with those deaths there. I think we have a good potential coming in well under estimate. Forget when is exactly the last stage though. It'll come back to me as I continue to watch here. Ooh. Trying to get that kunai burst or that snipe on the mirror there. Wasn't cooperating. Oh, and PS2 action camera was doing his thing. Again, shout outs to my friend Shinkensu who dubbed that when I was playing Shinobi. And it definitely is stuck with me because it's so true. Now we got these platforms that are sort of moving. And make sure to get into the right position. Then we can wall grab here. And allow this to sort of tilt or turn, whatever it's doing here. Shift. We can make our way to the other floating platforms. Oh! Okay, that was a little scary. I always love the cool poses they make when they just stand still. Like Joe, Hotsuma, they cross their arms and then they stand on their tippy toes after a while. I think Hibana might do the same. Again, I forget. It's been a while since I've played to see what her poses are. Okay. Shoot, I can't remember if this is the final boss. I know that's terrible. Forgive me, people. Again, it's 3 in the morning. I can't remember at the moment. I want to say it is, but there's another one shortly after. Thank you, Grandmeister. Thank you for keeping me honest. They're like, who's this commentator? Boo this man. Get him off the mic. I'm going to say is due to his late. Again, I just got back in the country just maybe even a few hours ago. But I wanted to assist in commentary, so I'm a little off my game. You gotta bear with me. Oh, I did check because of having to press the timer. Okay, good. Thank you, Grump. Boo this, man. We gotta find the right positions here to get in between these crazy fingers. They're coming at you. Didn't quite get the height that we wanted there. Oh, what? Oh, actually, that's not a bad tactic. Oh, okay. I see it. I see it. See it, Shiva. Nice. You stand right there. You avoid all the fingers. Going for that tate. I think it dissipated. Like most of the enemies that we had killed, they disintegrated, and so the tate was no longer in effect or about to take effect. Here we go, going for another one. Went away sort of fast again there. We're gonna chill, let the fingers do their thing. And rinse and repeat. Here we go again. Got in 2 hits. Ooh, those were good. Those were some good hits there. It felt like 4, but maybe it was 3. Healthy boss this time, yeah. All right, here we go. Okay. We might have one more cycle here. Depends on the hits that Shiva can pull off. Here we go. There it is. There's the kill. I love the pose there. Like, you do your thing, boss. I'll wait for you. Stage 13. Alright, I'm not gonna butcher this boss's name. Tried to do the behind the back ninja magic. It did some damage, not a lot. Going crazy with the kunai. Wow! Whoa. I saw the health melt and then I saw it all come back. Which maybe I'm forgetting. It could have been like a... So Heroku in the first Shinobi sort of had phases. So there was a phase 1 and a phase 2 to the fight, and so I think this boss might have had phases as well. But looks like we're possibly close to wrapping this one up here. And we're doing good. Shiva's doing good. Health barely been touched by this boss, because the boss has like 1-2 more hits left. There it goes. And I admittedly have to wait a little bit. I think that might have been the final boss, but just making sure. Oh, and Grump got the time. Okay, good. Yeah, that was it. My bad for the late pause there. Again, it's been a while since I played Nightshade. GG Shiva. Yeah, so thank you to Shiva for the showcase of both Shinobi and Nightshade for PlayStation 2. Both games I think are worthwhile. At least playing once for people. Some people casually, I know they picked up this game and they are like, yeah, what have I done to myself? But I think both games are worth at least one playthrough. If you've never played these games, please give them a try. But but even more so than that, follow Shiva. Here you can see Shiva's name, ShivaPSOBB. Follow Shiva's Twitch channel, and yeah, continue to watch SEGATHON 6